Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review of A Court of Mist and Fury. Now I'm going to keep this as spoiler free as I can. The only thing is if you haven't read the first book, might spoil quite a bit of stuff for you. So if you are planning on reading this series, check out my first review, read the series, and then come back for this one. Or if you have read the first book and you're kind of like, I don't really know if I want to continue, I promise you this book is way worth it. It is so much better than the first one. I'm not even kidding. So to start with, this is the physical copy that I read. It is a paperback, and it is the only paperback I have in this series. And I think I'm gonna have to order the hard copy of it because every other single book that I own of it, which is the entire series, I have them all. They're all hard copies, and this is the one that is the oddball out, and I need them to match. This is 69 chapters, and it was 624 pages. I can't even begin to describe how much better this book was than the first one. So the first book left us off with Feyre defeating Amarantha under the mountain and going back to the Spring Court with Tamlin. So that's where we pick up, although there is a little bit of a time hop at the very beginning, and it is 3 months, which I didn't like at first. However, if we would have had those 3 months written into this book, it would have been really boring. So I appreciate the time jump because it just wasn't important. So Feyre is back in the Spring Court with Tamlin and trying to figure out life after the traumatic events of Under the Mountain. So we go through her and she's really struggling, and you can't forget she made a deal with Rhysand Under the Mountain, and so she has to go to his court once a month for a week. So we get to see her live out that bargain. So we get to go to the night court and start to kind of experience what other courts are like and just kind of seeing what that is like. We get to learn more about Rhysand. We get to meet some more night quarters. So Feyre and Tamlin are preparing for a wedding. She is getting to kind of be friends with a priestess named Ianthe, and Lucian is there as well. And she's kind of starting to feel a little bit trapped and just kind of struggling with herself and her mind after what happened under the mountain. So there is a lot of character development in this book, and there's also a lot of introductions to new characters, and we get to learn more about them and start to kind of decide whether or not we like them. I will say the majority of this book does take place in the Night Court. We get to learn more about bargains. We get to learn about these ancient creatures. We get to learn about mating bonds, other type of bonds. We get to learn a little bit more about the politics of the Prythian island, I guess, the continent of Prythian. And I really don't want to give much more away than that because this book is just so good and I want you to read it for yourself. So far, this might be my favorite book in the series. It was so good. I gave it a 5-star. I had given the first one a 4-star, but after reading that, if I'm giving that a 4 and this a 5, I almost want to knock that other one down to a 3 because that's how much better this one is compared to the first one. So I'm just saying, this book is fantastic. We get to learn some more about Feyre's powers because she was blessed with powers from all of the High Lords once she had died at the end of the first book. And that's pretty much that. I'm not going to give anything more away because I want you guys to read it. This is so good. I flew through this book once I was finally able to get through it, and I highly recommend checking this out. There's not a lot of fighting in this one, which is nice, but there are some pretty adult themes in it. So if you're kind of on that, maybe skip it. So that's the end of this book, guys, and I really enjoyed it. So that also concludes this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. And like always, thank you guys so much for watching these videos, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!